Hunter Biden assumed he had the upper hand with a witty remark, until Barron Trump took the stage and left the entire room in stunned silence. The ballroom at the Beverly Wilshire Hotel was a spectacle that evening. Crystal chandeliers shimmered above, casting a warm golden hue over the impeccably dressed attendees who mingled, champagne glasses in hand. The annual charity gala was in full swing. A congregation of the nation's most influential figures, politicians, business tycoons, celebrities, and media personalities. Conversations hummed throughout the venue, blending with the soft melody of a live orchestra playing elegantly in the background. Among the distinguished guests was an individual who often found himself in the eye of public scrutiny, Hunter Biden. Draped in a sleek black tuxedo, he naturally commanded attention, not because of his attire, but due to his boisterous nature and undeniable ability to dominate a room with his energetic presence. Some chuckled at his antics, others exchanged knowing glances, but most had grown accustomed to Hunter's flair. After all, this was far from his first high-profile event, and his reputation preceded him. Across the expansive hall, Barron Trump stood observing the gathering. The youngest member of the Trump family, at just 18, had grown into an impressive presence, both in stature and demeanor. Clad in a finely tailored navy suit, he radiated a composed aura, quietly surveying the bustling event. Despite the hushed conversations and subtle stares directed his way, he remained outside the spotlight, engaging in polite exchanges with those who approached him. The evening's itinerary preceded smoothly silent auctions, heartfelt speeches, and captivating performances filled the night. Then, the MC introduced a spontaneous, lighthearted segment, inviting select attendees to share amusing anecdotes and jokes. A mixture of excitement and apprehension rippled through the crowd. While the tradition aimed to ease formalities and spark laughter, in a room brimming with dominant personalities, it always held the potential for unanticipated moments. Hunter Biden took the microphone first. Flashing his signature smirk, he confidently strode to the stage, the spotlight trailing him. Scattered cheers and polite applause ensued. Hunter was known for his sharp wit, and tonight, he seemed particularly eager to entertain. As he gripped the microphone, the air buzzed with anticipation. People leaned in, cautiously curious about the direction of his humor. He started strong, mocking the extravagance of high society and the absurdities of such grandiose events. The audience chuckled a cordial, expected laughter. But then his tone shifted, turning sharper as he leaned into the microphone. His voice carried a mischievous edge. "You know," he began, scanning the crowd, "it's not every day you find yourself surrounded by such towering legacies." The room grew still, uncertainty flickering across the audience. He smirked, continuing, "Take young Barron Trump, for instance." Heads turned in unison. All eyes fell on Barron, who stood at the back near a table. His expression remained unchanged, though the attention was undeniable. "The kid's got it all, doesn't he?" Hunter mused, his smirk deepening. "Tall, well-dressed, born into one of the most famous families on the planet. But I've always wondered." He paused, drawing out suspense. "What's it like to grow up with a name that's bigger than your personality?" The laughter that followed was hesitant, scattered with uncertainty. Some exchanged nervous glances, others watched Barron intently. But Barron did not react. He stood still, composed. The tension in the room was almost tangible. Sensing the unease, Hunter attempted to brush it off with a laugh. "Come on, folks, it's all in good fun," he quipped, raising his glass in faux cheer. Yet the crowd remained subdued. The mood had shifted. Then Barron moved. With deliberate steps, he made his way through the crowd, exuding quiet confidence. Guests instinctively parted, creating a path toward the stage. The room seemed to hold its breath, anticipating what would unfold. Barron's stride was steady, his composure unshaken. Even as whispers rippled through the audience, his face remained impassive. Hunter watched him approach, an amused grin still lingering. "Well, this is unexpected." Hunter chuckled, his voice laced with artificial charm. "The young Trump himself graces us with a response." Barron reached the front of the room, but he did not immediately take the microphone. He stood there, framed by the stage lights, letting the moment settle. Then, extending his hand, he silently requested the mic. Hunter, perhaps rattled more than he let on, handed it over. A hush fell over the room. Barron's voice, when he spoke, was smooth and steady, unexpectedly deep for his age. "First of all," he began, "thank you, Mr. Biden, for your generous words." A soft chuckle echoed through the audience, appreciating the subtle sarcasm. "It's interesting that you mention legacies and personalities," he continued, "because I've always believed that a legacy isn't just a name. It's what you leave behind when people forget your name. It's how you treat others, how you carry yourself, and whether you can look in the mirror at the end of the day and say, 'I did something good.'" A silence hung in the air. Hunter's grin faltered. Barron turned to him, his expression unwavering. "And if there's one thing my parents taught me," he added, "it's that actions speak louder than words. So maybe instead of making people laugh at someone else's expense, we should focus on lifting them up." A wave of applause broke out, soft at first, then building rapidly. Respect and admiration filled the air. Hunter shifted awkwardly, clearly unprepared for the turn of events. Barron, however, remained unfazed. He returned the microphone to Hunter, then walked off the stage without hesitation, his posture straight, his confidence unwavering. The room buzzed. Guests murmured amongst themselves, awed by the poised young man who had just delivered a lesson in dignity and respect. That moment sparked something greater. Social media was ablaze with reactions. News outlets replayed Barron's response, and discussions flourished on his unexpected display of composure. It wasn't just a viral moment, it was the beginning of a conversation. Over the next few weeks, Barron's words resonated beyond the event. Talk shows analyzed his statement, editorials praised his maturity, and people across the country debated the weight of true legacy. And as Barron himself later remarked when asked about the moment, "I just spoke what felt right." If this story resonated with you, reflect on your own actions today. How can you use your voice for something meaningful? And don't forget to subscribe to Barron Stories for more narratives that challenge, inspire, and uplift. Additional content will follow to expand on the subplots, character arcs, and aftermath of this event in a meaningful and engaging way.